away the best team. They've come in and proven it.
And, I asked the Faze guys, I asked Quaster specifically, who's the best player in the game right now? He said Zuma. Not just because he's on my team, but I get a chance to watch what he does every game. There is no stopping this guy. He's playing like he did back in AW, super aggressive. I've seen him go 48 and 56, he said. So over 100 interactions. Zuma is going to be one of the busiest players on the map.
And that's why he was so dominant towards the second half of the year in Advanced Warfare. Just the amount of engagements he can force on the map, just the amount of pressure he puts on the other team, makes the game easier for his teammates, like attach and enable, able to get close to the hard points and pick up some kills. But Zuma, just a fantastic player.
And also, I do want to talk about Clayster before we go over to Rise. Clayster seems to be back emotionally to that guy we saw at the end of Black Ops 2. Throughout all of Call of Duty Ghosts, he's throwing up the 3-0s. He's talking a little smack to the other side. He's getting his team hyped up. We always talk about him being a hype man. In Black Ops 3, I felt like he kind of calmed it down a little bit. Now in Infinite Warfare, he's taking it to a whole nother level, Matt.
Yeah, I feel like FaZe never really felt confident in their play during Black Ops 3. That's why you never saw that Clayster come out. But we talk a little bit about Rise Nation. This team is made up of 3 members of last year's Elevate team. So you have Aqua, Felony, and Jacinto joining Looney on Rise Nation. And this is a team that I think what you worry about with them is still the same thing that you worry about when, that core 3 of Elevate was together. It's like, where does the slaying come from on this team outside of Aqua?
Yeah, Jacinto had a really good championship Sunday so far, but Aqua was the superstar against Elevate. He dropped a Warden in that Game 5 Search and Destroy. So if it does go to a Game 5, look for Elevate to be able to hang toe-to-toe in the S&Ds with FaZe. It's the respawns we got to be worried about, though, Matt.
Yeah, I would definitely worry about Rise Nation in the respawn game modes, and in this first one specifically, the breakout hardpoint here in our best of 5 series in the semifinals. I really think that Rise, you need a good game out of, either Felony, Looney, or Jacinto. One of those guys needs to just match that slaying power that Aqua can bring.
And we're going to be starting things off with Rise Nation. We have 2 red teams on your stage, so I've went ahead and made Rise blue for this one. FaZe is going to be playing as your red squad coming off the right side of the map, and it looks like all 8 players going to be charging straight in. And there are your first kills, Faze and Looney and Felony all in the feed. They only dropped Aqua, a big first win. The question is, how long will they be able to hold on to this first hard point?
Well, you see some team kills coming in from the FaZe guys. I believe they're actually just looking for a ref right now, so I believe we'll actually get somebody over there.
Ref's on it.
Yeah, they're on it. And you see at the beginning, though, there you saw some good stuff from Rise Nation. They were able to get inside of the hard point, and you saw Felony picking up some big kills there. Now, Felony's going to be a big player for this team, right? I mean, he starts to come into his own towards the end of Black Ops 3, playing very aggressive, fast in the respawn game modes. Needs to bring that play here in Infinite Warfare.
Yeah, and it looks like we had an issue with Zuma. So Zuma's going to get back into this game. We'll be able to load it up once again. The refs will give us the official decision in just a moment, but this is something that we've had throughout the weekend at the start of games, especially the start of matches. The players not always the best.
Not always ready to go.
Place at the right time.
Not always ready to go, these players, but you expect Zuma to just jump right back into the game, and they'll get right back into this one rather quickly because, the maps here in Infinite Warfare, they load up pretty quick.
Yeah, absolutely. I love how quick we're able to get back into games. Let's talk about this series, though. In this semifinal, it's a 5-game series. We're going to start with a breakout hardpoint before going to Retaliation S&D. And we're also going to see Retaliation back for a second hardpoint in Game 4. Throwback is your uplink at the Swing Game 3, and Scorch S&D will be the decider in a Game 5. When you compare these 2 squads, I think you have to give the edge in the respawn, at least the hard points to FaZe.
Without a doubt.
What have you seen from Rise when it comes to the searches, Matt?
Well, the S&D, they played very well. I mean, we saw in that last series that they just played against Elevate. They were extremely aggressive. In that Game 5, we saw them just put out some nice flanks. It was really Felony doing some good jobs in Games 2 and 5, really putting a lot of pressure on Elevate. So look for Felony and the S&Ds to make an impact. But I feel like FaZe is just overall, I mean, they're just too strong right now.
It's going to come down
honest.
to throwback uplink, in my opinion. I'm expecting the searches to be pretty close, but if Rise Nation gets blown out in this uplink game, if they struggle like they did on day 1, this is going to be an easy series for the FaZe Clan.
I mean, we talk about, Rise Nation, they need to win that Game 3. It's like, well, the first 2 games are quite important as well. I mean, I think they could easily lose this hard point. The search, I think, is a little bit of a toss-up just because, teams haven't really kind of felt each other out and how, the pro level is going to play Search and Destroy up until this point. So I feel like the search could be, a little bit of a toss-up. But if FaZe wins that one as well, This looks like it has the makings of a 3-0.
We don't know what to expect from Rise, guys. They have been all over the place
They've
this
been
tournament.
very inconsistent, yeah.
But when they are on, they can hang with the best. Faze, definitely, if you ask anyone here, they are the favorites to win the tournament coming in on day one. Everyone has seen them scrimming. Everyone knows the time they've put in. Talking with Joe from Orbit, I asked him what happened in your match when you got 3-0'd by Faze. What went wrong? He said they simply put in way more time than we have. No European team has put in the same amount of hours as the Faze Clan has at the start of Infinite Warfare.
Yeah, they just have a great knowledge of the spawns. Faze Clan, Clay kind of attributed Elevate to having a really good knowledge of the spawns in hardpoint and respawn game modes. Looks like gonna have to get another reset here, and we'll jump right in. But MLG Vegas coming pretty quick, Chris.
Absolutely. And PSX, of course, there's some prize money on the line here. There's a bit of a title. You're getting a chance to play against the European squads for the first time in IW. But most importantly, this is a trial run for what's to come in just a few weeks. December 16th through the 18th, we're heading to Vegas for the CWL Vegas Open. Over 160 teams and $100,000 in prize money.
We fly out in 10 days. That's rather quick.
Look at this 10 days.
Yeah, no, it's 10 days.
I'm not prepared for this.
Today is December 4th. It's kind of crazy. We're already in December.
It's been a busy month already, and next year is going to be even busier. We already announced it. If you missed it yesterday, here's the news. We're heading to Atlanta. MLG has not been to Atlanta since 2005. From my memory. We're going back for the CWL Atlanta Open. That's February 10th through the 12th. And then we're going to switch it up and go all the way to the West Coast back to Anaheim in June. So if you're on the East Coast, make sure you're looking out for that Atlanta tournament. And if you're on the West Coast, we'll come to both, man.
It's great to see some East Coast events. I feel like we've been kind of deprived of some East Coast events in the last few years. So it's good to see Atlanta come into the mix.
Absolutely. We are going to go at this one more time.
All
Remember
right.
Last time it was Rise Nation. They were up a man, but they won that initial fight, and they got early control. Aqua's going to be my player to watch, though. He was the first one up, and it looks like he's got the closest spawn.
Yeah, we'll see how Rise Nation plays this. What we saw in the first time we saw it, it was just both teams just flying in towards that hard point. It's going to be Aqua just laying down some fire. He takes out a teammate, but it's going to be Facento who runs in and picks up a two-piece. So now you see Rise Nation getting in control of this hard point early.
And that trophy system is down. Aqua is going to be the player in the back watching the flank, but right now they know all four Faze members are coming from the same direction. Nice job by Felony outside the hard point, picking up kills. Looney in the feed now as well. A 4-1 start for Facento. Make it 5-1. We'll switch to him as soon as Looney falls.
Yeah, it's going to be Looney working on streaks. He's only 200 away from the next score streak, but I've really liked what he's done, just playing a little bit more passive inside the hard point, not going to challenge every fight. And you see the spawners coming in from the opposite direction, good awareness, turning around. It's going to be Rise Nation going up 40-0 here against Faze Clan. Faze finally getting on the clock, but you have to also attribute that, Rise Nation, they've already played a series this morning. Faze coming in cold here. I think Rise Nation can take advantage, maybe steal this first game.
And Vicento had set up for this new rotation. He's already there. His teammates are spawning in the back. Everything going as planned for Rise. Unfortunately, the flood is now starting to come in. Faze is pushing from the front balcony. 3 players outside. Looney's able to pick up one. Aqua does the same, but now the spawns a little bit further away than they'd like. Faze continuing to put pressure, and it's going to be Felony having to fight through this doorway to get back in.
Yeah, Faze has an opportunity to pinch on the hill, which they do, and they're able to get control of it back. You see attached, though, with the team kill there onto Zoom. I feel like we've seen so many team kills here this weekend. It's going to be, though, Felony inside the hard point, gets some help from Aqua from the other way, calls in his Scarab, but doesn't get anything for it. It's going to be Aqua flying outside of the hard point, challenging one. The kills just being exchanged from both teams. It's going to be Faze getting the better end of that. It's going to be Rise Nation on the rotation here as Faze takes the last few seconds.
Yeah, we're going to stay on board with the anchor. That's Vicento. He's been the first to rotate on the second hill and now the third hard point. His teammates coming off the spawn will join him in the middle of the map. And as Vicento sets up inside the graveyard, I'd like to take our screen over to Felony. And as I say that, Felony is going to get picked. Big kill by Enable, making sure that Faze has the better spawns.
God, you see the way Faze is just pinching on this hard point, and it's going to be very difficult for Rise Nation to hold down, and they actually do. It's going to be Looney and Aqua that were inside the hard point. They're able to pick up and kill a piece, and that just buys enough time for Vicento and Felony to come off the spawn, pick up the remaining players.
It's going to be tough breaking into the graveyard with Rise all set up. We have Felony down low. Aqua with a 4-piece over his shoulder. We got to show the man. The multi-kill just went down. They all lined up in his sights there, Matt.
And we know Aqua is such an explosive player. We've seen him have these big games before. But the issue that we've seen with his teams in the past is Aqua has big games, and it doesn't necessarily help the team, right? He'll have big games and a big loss for his team. They're not able to really get these victories when he plays well. I feel like it just needs one more player to step it up, and right now, I mean, you're seeing Vicento and Looney both picking up timely kills.
Now, one thing I want to point out with Aqua when he's playing, he's going to be running the K-bar. But look how he snaps every time he spots an opponent. Very rarely is he going to be pre-aiming or just hard aiming in. He was telling me about it. He just says, I'm so much more comfortable when I just snap onto people. I feel like I kill them so much faster.
Yeah, I mean, you saw the kill that he picks up there at Enable. I do with a K-bar. The assault rifle, not like the OSA, where the OSA can, be very effective in close range. The K-bar is still pretty good, but just not able to make those SMG-like plays, and that kill that Aqua pulled off on Enable there just kind of echoes your point, where he's just able to snap on players very quick.
Aqua is going to let Felony run in front of him, and it looks like Felony immediately going to be met by Zuma, but Aqua answers back. Now 2 players will be rotating on the outside. Faze, they're set up. Are they prepared for 3, though? It looks like they should be able to pick up all the kills. Enable doing the damage there with Zuma, and they will pick up the final 15 seconds on the hard point, but early on, they are trailing 120 to 66. Enable, he's going to try and clean up the opponents coming off the respawn, but this hill, Matt, this is where you saw Rise get off to an early lead. Is Faze going to be able to answer back here? It seems so difficult to hold down.
And I tell you what, you look at the score and you're like, oh, I know Rise in a commanding lead, but you got to remember that Rise went up like 40-0 on this first hardpoint, so after that, it was actually Faze putting together a pretty good effort the rest of the game. If Faze can take a ton of time here, this is one I think they could easily come back and steal.
It was 120 to 66, now already up to 96 points, 30 straight here on the new hill. Clayster from the outside is going to fall. That's going to put a lot of pressure on Enable. As the last man standing in the middle of the map, he will have reinforcements from the back, so he's just got to watch that front door. Nice job by Zoom and Attach to get right back into the action, and now Attach even has his rewind payload. And he tried to push out on the new spawns. Not going to happen. They're going to milk every second here, and they are caught right back up. That's a full 60, Matt.
Yeah, and it's going to be Faze taking the lead, and it's exactly what we were talking about, where if you kind of just subtracted that first hold from Rise Nation from their lead, it was really Faze that started to come alive after that first hard point. And now you see it's going to be Rise Nation taking the lead back here by 10 or so seconds, and it's going to be Felony trying to break in, cannot get one. It's Zuma picking up 2 kills. He's going to have his payload ability active. He's going to push in. It's going to be Faze getting control of the hill. Let's see if Rise can break it.
Now, this is the second time that Rise has set up, but Faze has broken through. What is going wrong for this Rise Nation squad? Why aren't they able to hold the cell block?
I mean, look, it's just something that they struggle with overall as a team. It's where they're just not able to just rally together those kills. It's like they don't have the players that are explosive as Faze, right? I mean, you see Zuma come in the hill, he picks up a big 2-piece. It's like Rise, they need to really rely more on teamwork when they do this. They need to trade these kills on effectively, and at times they can stagger a little bit.
Felony starting to heat up on a 4 streak is going to put him at +4 in the game. Aqua was off to that fantastic start. He's slowed down now at 29 and 21. Still +8 though, and they do have the lead. But this is where they pulled away. It was on Graves this time around though. Faze is in there first. You have Enable with camo ready to pop. Is he going to decide to push out and try and clean up these spawns? Not going to happen, and this is where Rise can take over.
Yeah, and you see Rise. It's a very good break there. They have a pinch coming down from the opposite side. Vicento just goes all the way around the cavern. Now you see the camo coming in. Enable grabs one, Zuma with another. Now it looks like Faze trying to pinch on this hill. Vicento, the only one alive for Rise Nation. He backs out, not able to get back towards his teammate. Now you should see Faze just try and push through the hardpoint, Chris, up into this cave, start to spawn Rise Nation out.
They've been trying to do it. It hasn't worked out yet. But Clayster heads up play, checks his back, knows where the new spawns are coming from after seeing his teammates spawn up behind him. So Clay will be able to milk the final 10 seconds. We're going to stay on board with Clayster from the Faze Clan. They are currently in the lead by 20 points and counting. Now we'll have to see. How does Clayster get back to his team as the fight is all in the new hill over at the commissary?
Yeah, and his teammates rallying over there, but it's going to be Felony in the feed you see picking up a 2-piece. And this is where things get dangerous, because you don't want to keep coming on this wall run, because you just keep flooding across the really easy line of sight for a team like Rise to hold down. And see Faze, so they win the gunfights, and I love Clay going all the way around to the back, trying to get control of this back area. Big 2-piece there from Clayster, and Faze is cooking right now. They are just dominating this game in the second half.
Clay knows how to get in the back lines. He's always done it. He's been a great anchor throughout his Call of Duty career. Zuma's watching the front, but he's going to have to rotate over after losing 2 teammates. The pressure is going to be coming his way, and eventually he'll fall. Clay's the last man up inside the hill, trying to survive, buying himself some time, but unfortunately, this one should be going back over to Rise. It's Pizzetto in a 1v1, and he's going to win it. Zuma now flying in. All 8 players just throwing themselves at the commissary, but the hill is about to rotate. It's going back to the mid, and we're going to see the flank coming in from Zuma now. He's going to try and get behind Rise Nation, who is set up there first.
And this is where Zuma excels, in just this fast-paced, frenetic gameplay where he can just get in your face with a gun like the OSA and just pick up kill after kill. And you just see relentlessly, like, I mean, he just keeps flying at the objective, and it just puts so much pressure on a team like Rise that eventually they just bend and break.
Staying on board with Zuma. Rise is inside the hard point. They continue to score. Zuma throwing the grenades in, not picking up any kills, but hitting the hit markers. Trophy systems are down. Clayster with a big 2-piece. Now Zuma adds to the kill feed. That's 3 down. Last man up is making a huge play. It's Aqua staying alive, but only momentarily. We'll stay on board with Rise as it's now their turn to break. Faze has 18 points remaining here. We are going to at least 1 more hill, but this is a chance now for Rise to catch up.
And Rise is in a tough scenario because they want to rotate early, because they want to get control of the next hard point, because it's one that you can get there early, you can lock it down for an extended period of time, but they have to take the rest of this garbage time on this hard point. They're not going to be able to have the luxury of rotating here early. It's going to be Aqua, though, able to take a attach out in the back, and you see it's going to be early that Rise gets control, but it's going to be a team kill coming in from Looney there, and that may hurt Rise Nation in a big way here.
Aqua down, Looney now falling in the back lines, Faze breaking in. That may be the mistake that cost them the game. Faze inside, continuing to score. They only need 18 points. 1 player inside going to be contesting. It's Pizzetto. With Pizzetto down, now it's up to Aqua and Looney, and this is all attached at the moment. He is going to pick up the kills, has the score streaks. Looney's still inside for Rise, but Clayster is there with the claw. Are they going to shut it down here, Matt, or is Rise going to continue flooding in for the contest? I
mean, look, Rise has to contest for the remainder of this time. If you're Faze, you have the luxury. You can rotate over, but it's going to be Faze finally in control of the hard point. The pinch split spawn coming in for Rise Nation. They need to get close to the hill. Faze only 5 seconds away from taking this.
And look at the shots coming in. Finally, he's going to be dropped. We take our screen over to Clayster. They are giving up on this hill, and they will be rotating for the new one. Clay on the back. His teammates already laying down. This should be 250, and there it is. Clayster getting fired up after a Game 1 victory.
And that's the luxury of having the lead there towards the end. Faze just sent 1 player over towards that next hard point. I believe it was Attach inside of it. Clay just looking over the top of him. They're able to hold it down for that split second there at the end and take it. And Rise just puts themselves in such a very difficult spot there towards the end.
In a very smart play. You know, a lot of teams would think, oh, we just got to throw ourselves at this current hard point and win it right here. Faze, they gave it up. They let it Attach get into the new position. Clayster wrapped all the way around on the flank to make sure that Rise wasn't setting up for a full 60. They made sure they came away with a clean victory, and a lot of credit has to go to Zuma. 45 and 37, 12 defends with 1:43 in the hill. We talked about how active he was going to be, but on the other side, he's got to keep up with Aqua. 51 and 34. Aqua needs some help. Looney and Pizzetto, 21, 28 kills. That's not going to cut it playing against the Faze Clan.
No, I feel like we're back kind of like in Advanced Warfare, where like a 30-kill game is like kind of like your low, like average. Like if you're in like that 20s, like even sometimes we see the teens, like in the respawn game modes, it's definitely not going to cut it. And that game actually looks a lot closer than it is, because I keep going back to it, but that first hardpoint hold from Rise, it was like 40-0. If that's like split either way, like this is like you're looking at like a 160-250 win in favor of Faze Clan. That's a blowout.
Yeah, and if Faze, you know, properly breaks the commissary, it's not going to be 120-66 like it was. So this was Rise.